Hi everyone, welcome back. So this is a quick clip that we're going to get into that was from a previous video. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. I'm invested in following coins and companies. And let's get into the clip. Let's take a look at our next one here, which is going to be on CORZQ. CORZQ is going to be sweet and easy as well. They didn't provide a lot of information, which is kind of nice and kind of bad at the same time. It would have been nice to kind of see how other things are working. But here's what we got on Core. So self-mining is what we're really interested in. Their self-mining operations produced 1,410 Bitcoins. They have about 155,000 Bitcoin miners, accounting for approximately 75% of its total numbers of miners, representing a total potential self-mining hash rate of 16.1 exahash. They are still the top dog here, but not for long. Marathon is definitely knocking on their back here a little bit, getting close to where they are within the next couple months here, it looks like. Okay, so they might be booted out of the top spot here, and maybe by the end of the second quarter here. Okay, let's take a look at the numbers we do have for them as far as what they got going on. And let's see here, CORZQ. So CORZQ has about 368 million shares out. Stock price is at 33 cents right now. Market cap is way down. They're 121 million right now. Current hash rate 6.1. Future, they were supposed to get about to 17.2, but I think they possibly sold off some machines or returned some machines as well. That's why we have them at 17.2. HODL, they don't HODL anything. They've been selling like crazy ever since beginning of last summer. Pretty much everything that they mined has been being sold off to, well, fund operations and pay off debt and everything else. So as we see their production here for Bitcoin, it has really been, more than likely has been going really steadily since April. I mean, you could even go back to January of last year, potentially. You can see that their number has, for the most part, been on an upward trajectory. They did peak here in January at 1,527 Bitcoin. Came down a little bit in February. February was a month with less days than 28 days, but they're back up a little bit here in March as well to 1,410. But if they're not going to be growing as well, that number is going to start dwindling down each month as the network hash rate increases as well. And then you can see also their Bitcoin efficiency here, BTC per exahash, did really peak here in April, possibly even back in January. And it has been trending downwards ever since then. Excuse me. February was a pretty good month for them, or January was a pretty good month, 89, along with December. But you can see that trend going downwards. That's going to continue with the network hash rate. We're going to see this in all the miners. Right? It's going to become more expensive for the miners to mine the Bitcoins. It's going to become also less generated unless they are actually growing. So one of the things that I'm looking for is miners that are continually growing, at least quarterly growing a little bit, if not quite a bit there. Okay, let's see here. So with what they mined for the month of March, it looks like they brought in about 35.4 million. Like I said, they sold everything that was the 35.4 million as well. That is definitely helping them out here. In November, they only mined about 24 million in revenue from that, along with, let's see, what is this? November and December were their lowest months here. It looks like Bitcoin definitely took a plunge at that time. Okay, so no change in miners, I don't believe we had here in March. Everything pretty much stayed the same here. We did take out some miners that they said that they were down lower. They were at 16.7 exahash in February. They report now 16.1. So either those miners are broken or have been returned or sold. Not sure. They didn't provide any of that information. Now, as far as institutions are concerned, so institutions did decrease a little bit here, not much, to 114 from 115. Shares also decreased a little bit to 46.15 million compared to 46.29 million. Percentage owned went down a little bit as well, 12.32% from 12.36%. We still have the same 4 hold ratings from analysts. Price targets are still the same, 50 cents for the high, 38 for the average, 25 for the low. So that's not too bad. I mean, they're kind of right around that range anyways. Right now, they're about 33, 34 cents. And here's where I have them. If it wasn't for the bankruptcy, I would have them at much higher prices based on how much they're producing. Based on the last current quarter that we're in, previous quarter is an estimate as well. I haven't seen the results for that one yet. And then we have the prior quarters as well. The Q3 and Q2 are actual numbers on those. And we have them at 362 million. So they are generating a lot on Bitcoin revenues. 50% net income would be at $9.82. I have them at PE of 20 because they are generating so much. We could drop them down a little bit here because they're not really growing that much. But if Bitcoin price goes up in value, this is definitely going to help them out. So I see them at $7.36, potentially to $11.04 if they can get themselves out of this bankruptcy that they're in right now. Okay. They've grew really quickly here in 2022. You can see that they started out the year with, let me see, where were they at? They were hash rate. Oh, minor difficulty, hash rate. Where's hash rate? There it is. They started at 8.2, and they basically doubled in almost a year here to 16.1. If we look at March, they were 18.9. They're at 16, so they almost doubled that hash rate, and that's a lot to double. That's a lot of machines to get installed in that time frame. So they've done a fantastic job, but they just overburdened themselves, it seems like, with all the debt that they took on to grow to this size right now. So they are where they are. Hopefully they can get out of debt here and out of bankruptcy. That would be great for them. And let me know what you guys thought of them, okay?